The power of looking poor. My goal in life is to look as poor as possible while accumulating money behind the scenes. This is a strategy to efficiently build a substantial amount of wealth. You don't have to look like a beggar, but by appearing less wealthy, you can avoid stress, criticism from the outside world. This leads to true happiness and peace in the long run. But first, it's important to understand the psychological mindset behind why looking poor is beneficial. Why looking poor is beneficial? The first reason is you want to appear poor, avoid the rat race. Constantly updating the latest clothing brands, cars, iPhones, because you think you deserve it, makes accumulating money incredibly difficult, as it's hard to keep up with. The biggest burden is not the cost, but your mind never has a day off rest because of it. This places you in a cycle where you constantly have to keep up with the latest trend, which leads to excessive spending in the long term, leaving you no room for saving and investing. To give a different example, if you buy coffee at Starbucks every day just before work, it costs you for around $5 a day. Whereas making that coffee at home costs you less than 27 cents. These habits make no sense. A large part of the Americans live paycheck to paycheck. About 78% of the population, and following such a habit leads to a vicious circle of stress. Embracing contentment and minimalism. One of the biggest factors in building wealth is cultivating and practicing contentment and gratitude. This mindset led me to minimalism. I genuinely find peace in having less. Take a moment, look around your house. You probably realize you have everything you need. Appreciate what you have and be grateful for it. This can save you thousands of dollars in household items over years. We humans don't need much. Your basic needs are more than enough, like having a roof over your head, being able to put food on the table, and wearing decent and warm clothes. By appreciating this, you enrich yourself and you can enjoy life more than by chasing the latest trends, keeping up with the Johnsons. Another reason why it's so important to not look rich is the freedom you gain from having to impress no one. Humans are always inclined to appear successful to gain validation from the outside world. Where there was a time when I wanted to buy an expensive car, right after graduation, to just look successful, like I made it. But after a test drive in the car which I was looking months for, I was shocked how I felt after it. I really realized it's adding no excessive value or happiness in my life. So I thought, what if I have a less expensive car but work less? And that's where I truly find happiness. And I ask myself, what does financial freedom mean to me? It means not having to get up every morning at 6 o'clock. I'd rather have more time with my partner and being able to travel and discover this beautiful world. A life where I don't have to drag myself to a job that makes me miserable every day. If you wisely invest that 5,000 bonus you get from work every year in the market like just the S&P 500, it can result in 75,000 in the long term, which I can use for my retirement rather than spending and watching it disappear before my eyes. Invest in yourself, not material goods. Frugality is not about denying your existence, but investing in your best future. Learning a new skill can completely change your life. By investing time in it right now, you can get incredible returns in the future. For example, if I try to improve my communication skill and learn to speak in front of a camera in a public through online courses. A skill can you give so much more in return than spending on something worthless like a new phone or a new tablet. Finding joy in simplicity. By simplifying your life, you will experience so much more happiness. If you can focus on what makes you happy, it automatically reduces stress. For example, I didn't move houses for years. Even though I had the opportunity, I stayed in my cheap apartment after getting married. This minimalistic approach allowed me to save so much money and focus more on improving the quality of my life. And I also have an 8-year-old laptop. I only buy a new product when the old one breaks or really get out of work, and then I go buying a new laptop. Living below your means. By choosing a simple and straightforward life, you will certainly save so much more money. This will significantly increase your savings. The American dream is sold as everyone must buy a house and an expensive car immediately after graduation. It requires a lot of maintenance to keep up with others. I personally have an old 2015 Toyota Yaris, which gives me less stress and more freedom. I can enjoy my life right now more because if I had an expensive car, I would have to work an extra day. By just choosing a simple car, I have managed to reduce the work week by 1 day. So normally I go 5, now I can go 4. Lessons from billionaires. Strangely enough, many billionaires and multimillionaires avoid flaunting their wealth. They are some of the simplest people, wearing a plain clothes, driving old cars, and living in ordinary, simple houses. They feel no need to prove anything to the outside world. This mindset of focusing what truly matters leads to great success in life. By not spending unnecessary expenses, they always have a plan. They always work with a budget, ensuring the long-term freedom. The ego trap. Where does this thought come from that we want to impress others? It comes from our ego. By looking as normal as possible, you will be honest with yourself. Other people's opinion won't even matter. Be authentic. Always be yourself. I had a colleague and we just started working. After a few months of working, she took out a $500,000 mortgage and she now has to work until she's 60 to pay off that mortgage of $3,500 each month. Meanwhile, I'm still in my rental house, which cost me only $1,200 a month. She still works 5 days a week. I already reduced my work week to 4 days and can even push it to 3 days. By reducing cost and not caring about others' opinion, you reclaim your life and time. By doing that, you can improve the quality of your life. Living by design. Live a life where you can live freely and prioritize what really matters to you, instead of conforming to the latest trend of the society's expectation. This leads to a true happiness and peace of mind. You need to figure out what your core values are. If you know your core value, you can create a life that aligns with them. Not what the advertisements offer and how you should live according to the media. By doing this, you buy back your own time and greatly reduce stress a lot. You will lead a life that is more focused on you, a life that gives you satisfaction. Conclusion. I have a video about how you can save 10K with these kind of approaches. I will put it here on the screen, and also subscribe to my channel for more financial tips. Thank you for watching.